Good evening and welcome to a sad edition of Michaelantonio Live. And of course I'm referring to the news today we hear of the passing of the legendary Eddie Van Halen. Just an incredible guitar player, and so sad. He has died at 65. He was 65 years old from cancer. Terrible. And I hate cancer, by the way. I hate you, cancer. Oh, just go away, man. So, of course, this is just tragic. I'm flipping through the internet today, and it was totally a shocker, too. It just totally surprised me. I didn't know where this was. Wow, I never expected this. I know he had been sick. I know he had been dealing with cancer for a few years now, and I guess he had gone to Europe for treatment. He had radiation, different things. And I think he had been doing well. And all of a sudden we hear this. It just kind of like hits us like a ton of bricks. Couldn't believe it. But, that's the way it is. Look, you have to respect the privacy of the family. They don't have to tell you anything. And so it's like one of those things where when it hits you, it's like, oh, how can I deal with this? It was terrible. But anyway, so I guess what I want to do is kind of give you a tribute to his life here. I want you to be able to give me a tribute to his life. If you want to comment below, let me know about any experiences that you had with Eddie Van Halen. I don't care if it was a personal one. Maybe you actually met him. Maybe you knew him personally very closely. Maybe he just inspired you like he did to me. And that's my story. I can tell you what happened to me. When I first saw him, when he was an inspiration to me, I had been listening to Van Halen before that, but on MTV he had done a song live. He had done this live show, and he was doing something called Eruption. It was like his little solo that was just transformative. In any person that's an aspiring artist, like I was as a teenager. And of course, I could never play guitar like he can. But just that song alone, just the way he started that. It's the one that goes into Girl, You Really Got Me. So if you're looking for the song, I really recommend you go find that song somewhere where he's playing that song Eruption, and just listen to that, because it's going to blow your mind. If, for all you young folks out there that haven't seen those things from Eddie, go back and look into his life, because you know what? It's going to blow your mind. This is the way we did music back then in the 80s. This is how we did music. Look at Eddie Van Halen. He's the example. And let me tell you something. He blew my mind back then. He was a big inspiration to me, and I'm sure he was to you. So do not hesitate. Comment down here in the comments. Let me know what he has done in your life. Just even a funny story about Eddie Van Halen, whatever it may be. Just anything that, maybe it wasn't even an experience. Maybe it's just the way you feel about Eddie. Just anything. Maybe you're somebody who has never even heard of Eddie Van Halen until right now. You're watching this video. You don't even know how you got here. And you're like, who's this Eddie Van Halen? Well, you can look into him. I want you to look him up. Google this guy, because he's going to blow your mind. And then, of course, come right back here and comment and tell me how much you didn't have any knowledge of any of this. You were not even privy to any of the amazing things that came out of his guitars. Because that guy was a shredder. He was amazing. And everybody here knows that. I mean, it's no big surprise, okay? It's no big surprise at all. But I'm just shocked. This is saddening. It really is. So I'll get to some comments. I just wanted to let you guys know before I go any further, please like this video, comment, of course, subscribe to my page, and hit that notification bell. It's great for the algorithms. And you can actually get more stories from me and that type of thing. Thank you so much, everybody. So let's get right to this. Let's go to Wolf Van Halen, his son. This is what he said today about the passing of his great father. I can't believe I'm having to write this, but my father, Edward Ludwig Van Halen, has lost his long and arduous battle with cancer this morning. He was the best father I could ever ask for. Every moment I've shared with him on and off stage was a gift. My heart is broken, and I don't think I'll ever fully recover from this loss. I love you so much, Pop. You know what, Wolf, I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but if you do, my condolences to you. My heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry. And just remember something. You're never going to get over this, because he's always going to be, a little part of you is going to be missing. And that's okay, though. It's okay. We should miss our fathers, and we should always feel that loss when we lose our fathers or anybody that we love. It's not going to go away. That means you loved him very much, and you know what? He's going to live on in you, and you can do great things because of it. He's inspired you. That's awesome. And I'm so sorry. Again, my heart goes out to you. And, man, just so sad, Such a sad thing. And, of course, Wolf's mother, Valerie Bertinelli. We know Valerie. Valerie Bertinelli writes, 40 years ago, my life changed forever when I met you. You gave me the one true light in my life, our son Wolfgang. Through all your challenging treatments for lung cancer, you kept your gorgeous spirit and that impish grin. And he really did have that impish grin. That was fantastic. I'm so grateful Wolfie and I were able to hold you in our last moments. I will see you in our next life, my love. It's so sad, yeah. I mean, I feel horrible now. This is wrong, Valerie, again, my condolences to you. My heart goes out to you and Wolf. Just do the best you can with this, and don't rush it. Don't rush your grief. It's going to be a while. Just cherish the moment you had with him. He was amazing. I mean, you just had an amazing life. And I will say, I loved that show that you did with Betty White. That was a fantastic show. And of course, your original One Day at a Time. I watched that as a kid. I think you're around my age. You might be a little bit older, but we're pretty close in age. And I really got to tell you, you were great. You were my favorite character on that show, to be sure. I'll just let you know that. But hey, don't tell anybody else that was on the show, okay? So yeah, that was just horribly sad. And, guys, I don't know. I think sometimes we forget what's important. And, it's moments like these, just to let you know, he was an inspiration to me, and I'm sure he was to you, so please let me know. And again, at the end of the video here, I'm gonna give you a little life advice, kids. So do not miss that. Watch till the end. I'll give you some advice. I'm gonna tell you how Eddie Van Halen is important to you. Okay? Do not forget that. That's very important. But I'd like to talk about a few people professionally in his life that, of course, left their condolences. Mainly on Twitter here. We have Sammy Hagar writing, heartbroken and speechless. My love to the family. And of course, Ozzy Osbourne writes, Eddie Van Halen was one of the nicest guys I ever worked with, and we shared so many laughs together. His influence on music, and especially the guitar, has been immeasurable. He was an absolute legend. Eddie, I'll see you on the other side, my friend. Love, Ozzy. So it's like, Ozzy is just another legend. And giving his best, man. I mean, wow. And, of course, now we have Brian Wilson. Now, if you guys don't know that much about Brian Wilson, I'll key you in on that. Brian Wilson, of course, from the Beach Boys fame, one of the Wilson brothers of Beach Boys. He was the one who produced, of course, with the Wrecking Crew, by the way, and look them up, too. They're fascinating and famous. He did Pet Sounds from the Beach Boys. An album that was quite different from the standard Beach Boys fare. The style was completely different, and didn't do so well going out of the gate. It didn't, and that's kind of surprising. Yeah, as great as that album is, I mean, it's definitely it's what they call the critics' choice now. I mean, it's an amazing album, and Brian Wilson was fantastic at it. But back then, it really didn't make the impact at that time. Like I said, coming right out of the gate. But I'll say another thing about Brian Wilson. There was a biopic made on him, largely about his life in modern times, and of course dealing with the making of Pet Sounds. And that's movie was called Love and Mercy, and just an amazing movie. If you get a chance, look that up. Love and Mercy. That movie is just incredible. But yeah, he just. Man, that's another legend. Gene Simmons writes, my heart is broken, and he was not only a guitar god, but a genuinely beautiful soul. Rest in peace, Eddie. Eddie Van Halen, dead at 65 from cancer. Cancer, did I mention I hate you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Man. I'm sure you've heard that before, though, right? And now you got Flea chiming in. Flea, of course, from Red Hot Chili Peppers, the bass player from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Oh, man, bless his beautiful creative heart. I love you, Eddie Van Halen. An LA boy, a true rocker. I hope you jam with Jimmy tonight. Oh yeah, he's jamming with Jimmy. We're referring to Jimi Hendrix. Break through to the other side, my brother. And of course, breaking through to the other side, that's a Doors hit. Paul Stanley wrote too. And Paul Stanley kind of gives a little history here. Oh no, Speechless, a trailblazer and someone who always gave everything to his music. A good soul. I remember first seeing him playing at the Starwood in 1976, and he was Eddie Van Halen. So shocked and sad. My condolences to Wolfie and the family. Yeah, so many people writing here. Tony Iommi, of course, Black Sabbath, and Nikki Sixx. Just these people are just so saddened by all this. And then, of course, you have, of course, Aerosmith has to comment. Rest in peace, you will be missed. And then you've got Tommy Lee showing some pictures of him with Eddie. Lenny Kravitz, he writes, legendary guitar and musical innovator Edward Van Halen, 1955 to 2020. Man, 65 years old. That's not very old, you know. And have I mentioned 65 is the new 48 and a half now? So if you're 65 years old now, I mean, you're still relatively young. There's something in that we've been able to achieve as humans that 65 isn't so old anymore. It's really sad that he's gone. Really sad. And like I was saying, I think that, someone in his 60s, you wouldn't expect him to be gone. People like, of course, someone who almost made it to 70. David Bowie, he almost made it to 70 and not quite. But, these are the things that happen, but it's really sad. What a legend. But he was able to make the most, I think, out of the time he had, which is comforting to a large degree. It really is. Billy Idol writes to him. You have, Sarah Jessica Parker put this awesome picture of Eddie. This is just an incredible picture. I love this picture of him. This right here is classic Eddie Van Halen, guys. Come on, tell me this is not classic Eddie. Just incredible. Wow. Man. And of course, I'll leave it off with Mark Hamill, the legendary Star Wars Luke Skywalker. So sorry for your tragic loss, Wolf, but take solace in knowing that he will be long remembered and live on forever as one of rock's most extraordinary gods. No, he didn't say that. He's just incredible. Mark Hamill, I gotta tell you, man, the guy is just, of course, a legend in movies. Bret Michaels. Now, of course, Bret Michaels has a nice picture here with a bunch of people, Joe Pesci, and you've got Sammy Hagar, looking here like Weekend at Bernie's. What are you doing, Sammy? Did you have a little bit too much Cabo Wabo? Looks like that. And so, of course, he writes, this is Bret Michaels, of course, writes, this goes beyond the passing of a great guitarist, but rather is a tremendous loss of a great man who truly helped to change my life and path with his guitar and sound. He helped forge the way for myself and many, and will be deeply missed. Rest in peace, Eddie. Yeah, wow. I mean, I could go on and on. Ronnie James Dio's site. Of course, we know Ronnie James Dio's been gone for many years from cancer. He also passed from cancer. Very sad. Very sad. Sebastian Bach, Nickelback. Wow. I know a lot of you didn't want to hear from Nickelback. I'm sorry. It's Nickelback. But hey, I'm sorry. They had to, they can say something. Come on, give Nickelback a break over here, will you? Give them their Nickelback, will you? Sheesh. Man, oh man, oh man. Just something else, So, Eddie, I gotta tell you, Eddie, I'm really sorry. And, you definitely were a legend to behold. A legend in your own time and beyond. And we will miss you. So, like I was saying, what I want to do is I want to just leave you with a little bit of inspiration here, a little advice to those of you, especially you younger, aspiring artists or aspiring professionals in any field. I don't care what the field is. Anywhere you go in the world, It doesn't even matter. I'm going to tell you something that's very important, and it has to do with Eddie, believe it or not. Eddie Van Halen is an example of someone who made the absolute most out of his talents, and he did it from a young age. There is absolutely no excuse for any of us to say, well, I can't do this. I can't make it happen in my life. No. If you're a guitar player, you pick up that guitar and you make it happen. No. Will you be as good as Eddie? Maybe someday. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. But you don't have to be the very best to be the best for yourself and to do amazing things. So don't compare yourself to Eddie. The only thing you want to compare to Eddie is his drive. Be like Eddie. Make the most of what you have. And again, I don't care if you don't even have the talent in the field that you're studying and you're trying to achieve. First of all, work hard to get there. If that doesn't work out for you, find something else where you are good. But just drive yourself, because life is short. You get to a certain age and you go, you know what, I didn't make the most. I tried to make the most of my life, and I think I've done a lot of incredible things because I did get up and I took chances. But you know what? I probably didn't even do enough. I probably sat down when I should have stood up sometimes and said, I'm going to go do this thing. So I'm talking to myself too, not just you. I'm saying, get up off your derriere, your tuchus, get up, and go do with your life what you want to do. And most of all, do not be afraid. Don't fear. Get up and do it. Now, does that mean you're not going to be afraid? No, it doesn't mean that. It simply means that that little bit of fear that's welling up inside of you when you're afraid to take that step, you got to push it down. You just got to walk through it. Be of courage. Courage doesn't mean no fear. Courage means just doing something in spite of your fear, making it happen. Do you think Eddie Van Halen wasn't afraid when he first had to go show off his guitar talent? He probably was afraid. He's not going to tell you that, or me. But you know what? He went up and he did the job, and he did it well. He was the best in his business. And maybe someday you'll be the best in yours. But you know what? You got to get up, and you got to make it happen. You can't be afraid of those things. I'll be right back. Hey guys, if you want more great content from me, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Come on, what are you waiting for? And we're back. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been a bit of an inspiration to you. Remember, take Eddie's life as an example for you. Get out there and make the most of what you have. And he is such an inspiration to so many artists and so many other people as well. He had the kind of music, his guitar playing, just before I go, I gotta mention this because this is important. His music was the type of music, with his guitar playing, what it did to you, it woke you up. If you were listening to the radio, and by the way, back in my day, we listened to the radio for music most of the time. That's where we got our music. When we were on the road or not in front of MTV, we were listening to the radio. And a lot of times you'd be listening to a song that was good, but it was a kind of a background song. You'd listen to it and you'd be like, oh, that's cool. Especially in the 80s, they had a lot of bands where that was popular. You could listen to the songs and it would be in the background. Oh, that's cool. But all of a sudden, Van Halen comes on and you start hearing Eddie and his guitar. And all of a sudden, you jump up and you come alive. And I'm talking alive. Amazing. He just made you do that. I think Eddie Van Halen turned us all into Italians. We'd be jumping up, waving our arms around. I mean, it was just amazing. And most of their songs did that. I mean, they were one of those bands that made you do that. There's not a lot of bands that can do that. I had a couple, but to be honest with you, not too many. So, I mean, and by the way, if you feel the same way I do about that, please comment below. Tell me about your experiences with Eddie, whether it be personal experiences. Did you meet him? Did you have a chance to chat with him? Did you know him personally? Were there things about him that just inspired you? I don't care what it is, how you feel about him in general. Comment to me, please. Let me know, because it's amazing. I mean, the things that he was able to do. But also, if you want to, I'm not going to tell you here. You got to ask me. But if you ask me nicely, I'll tell you like my favorite Van Halen song. I might even tell you one of my favorite songs from another band that I loved in the 80s by the name of Def Leppard. Remember Def Leppard? Love their stuff. My favorite song will surprise you. So I want you to ask me, and I'll let you know. Yeah, it's a song that you might not think, but it might be tied to psychologically maybe something I was dealing with at that particular time when the song came out. I don't even know. Sometimes there's things psychologically that we don't even know about ourselves. But, yeah, just amazing stuff. So, yeah, let me know how you feel about Eddie and maybe one of your funny experiences or touching experiences. I don't care what it is. Let me know. And like I said, please take my advice and just take the life of Eddie Van Halen and just go out there and make the most. I've tried to do that with my life. I think I've done a lot of what I wanted to do. But you know what? There's always more, man. There's always more. And you never know when God's going to say, that's all, you're coming home now. So please, make the most. I know maybe some young people might be watching this. Guys, if you've never seen Eddie, please go watch Eddie Van Halen. Go look him up and look up that song, Eruption, Girl You Really Got Me. Watch his stuff. It'll inspire you. So many things. So many incredible songs from Eddie. But yeah, be inspired by him. Some of you guys here, like I said before, I don't know if I've said this, but you know, you might have never seen Eddie before this time, before watching my video. You come on here, you didn't know where you were coming from. You're like, how did I get here? But you know what? Here I am, you know. It's like that other song. You may ask yourself, you know, why am I here? You know, it's, so yeah, watch. You came here to maybe learn about the life of Eddie Van Halen. And go look him up, watch the music, but don't just listen. I mean, Van Halen's great. The songs are great, but watch Eddie on stage. Watch how he moves. Watch how he plays the guitar. Not just listen. Yeah, I mean, the sounds are amazing, but watching him is an inspiration. So please don't miss that. Guys, I gotta go, but thank you so much for watching. And like I said, please like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and please comment to me. I love your comments, and I want to answer you and talk to you about all this stuff. I love to interact with you, so I'm going to talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night. Goodbye, everybody. I love you.